Well, hello there, my silly little gooses. Welcome back to another edition of the Midweek Breakdown, presented by My Two Cents Podcast and hosted by G2. I am G2. I'd like to first start off by welcoming our first-time listeners and our returning listeners back to this program. I would like to tell the first-time listeners what this program consists of. The Midweek Breakdown is when I, G2, talk to you guys for 10, 15, 20 minutes about any and everything. Certain episodes will be serious episodes, certain episodes won't be so serious. Certain episodes I'll be covering a variety of different topics, while other episodes I'll be covering one specific topic, which will be the theme of that episode. And always, at the end of every Midweek Breakdown episode, I'll be playing you guys a song, which is titled Your Song of the Week, to end the episode off and send you all about your way. So that's essentially what the Midweek Breakdown is, and with me covering all of that, it is now time for me to jump right into it. The first thing that I do want to talk about, or at least make mention of, is the passing of former Voice contestant Dylan Carter. He passed away at the age of 24 after he was in a fatal car accident. People magazine would write up about this accident, saying that the singer was wearing a seatbelt when he crashed and his death was ruled an accident. People would get confirmation from a coroner saying that Carter died of blunt force injuries sustained in the accident. A spokesperson for the South Carolina Highway Patrol told people there was a single car crash on the evening of April 25th involving a 2026 Tesla, where the Tesla left the road and struck a curve, utility pole, and fence before overturning. The driver at the time was not identified, but died later at a local hospital, and the collision remains under investigation. Well, Carter's death was confirmed in a Facebook post by the mayor of Moncks Corner, saying that our family is heartbroken to hear about the passing of Dylan Carter in a car accident. As a gifted singer, he frequently entertained our community with his performances at town events. His kindness and charm earned him immense respect, and his absence will be deeply felt. So, once again, rest in peace to Dylan Carter, to anyone that was a friend to him, a colleague of his, or that just knew of the guy. I hope you guys find some peace. I hope you guys get some thoughts and prayers thrown your way, because I will be sending you guys some. But again, rest in peace to Dylan Carter, and once again, send thoughts and prayers to everyone that knew of this man. Now, moving off of this, I do have to go over into an update on a news story that I not really broke, but made mention of, because it was happening as I was recording, and I'm talking about the White House Correspondent dinner, where a shooter came in, and it said at the time that he was trying to assassinate the president. And at the time, only thing I knew about this was, one, the White House Correspondent dinner had to be postponed. They made mention of that. And two, at the time of the recording, no one was injured. And also, I did not know if it was one person, two people, how many people went in there trying to do the shooting, and whether it was a man or woman. And we do get confirmation of all of those things. It was one person, and it was a man. The man's name is Cole Thomas Allen. He's 31. He's a California teacher and engineer. NBC will write up about it, and in the article will say that Cole believed it was his duty to target Trump's administration officials, according to a note he sent family members minutes before the attack. So all of that, and not being able to still get at Trump, it's kind of a funny thing to me, because how many times has Trump kind of dodged assassination attempts? I mean, it was just this go around where he was running for president once again. The involvement shooting of him when he was at the podium. So that's one. I believe there was another one at his golf course in Mar-a-Lago, where someone was trying to get at him. They couldn't get to him. So that's two. This right here, this will at least make three. So now Trump has dodged 3 assassination attempts on his life. I have seen discourse of people online saying that this thing has to be a hoax, where people think this was a staged effort to once again try to get people to dodge away from the actions that's happening over there in the Middle East. Listen, I'm not going to say it is or isn't. I'm just going to say this. He has to be a lucky person to have dodged an assassination attempt 3 times. and you're the sitting man of office. I'm just going to be honest with you. It's incredible. So that's all I'm going to say there. I do have some feelings on it myself, but I'm not going to do it here because people end up being missing. And even though I'm not one of the most high-profiled podcasters out here in the world, that doesn't mean people somewhere in that regime is not listening. Let me make that perfectly clear to everybody here. So again, I have my personal feelings on it, but I'll just give you this. I think that was not an orchestrated stage situation. However, I will say this. For this to be the third attempt on his life and him dodging out of the way, I would question my security team. That's all I would say if I was the man at the top. I will question my security team. I will question my surroundings and really ask everybody, what are we doing? How is this the third attempt of my life? And somehow you guys didn't find a way to get to the person first. Because there should have been no way that this person was able to pop into the White House Correspondent dinner and disrupt it. That's all I'm going to say to that. Again, I have my personal thoughts on it, but that's what I will give you there. So again, I don't believe it was staged, but I do have some questions if I was him about my security. That's all I will say for that. But still continuing in this, apparently the Trumps, Melania and Donald Trump, have a problem with Jimmy Kimmel, and this isn't the first time that people in politics have a problem with Jimmy Kimmel. He just had a situation with the Charlie Kirk situation last year where he got pulled off of ABC for a couple weeks, and ABC had to do a U-turn to get Jimmy Kimmel back because of people getting at ABC because of his comments, which ultimately Jimmy Kimmel did end up apologizing on his show and all of that, right? This time, Trump's, Donald and Melania, are deciding to get at Jimmy Kimmel because of what Jimmy Kimmel said, I believe it was 2 days before the White House Correspondent dinner. And it was him making a joke, saying that Melania had a glow like an expected widow. And people, more specifically, they're saying that the White House are blaming political violence against the president and are citing Jimmy Kimmel's joke for people to kind of get the green light to try to assassinate Trump in a way, right? Jimmy Kimmel will end up responding. Jimmy Kimmel will say that he does agree that hateful and violence or violent rhetoric is something we should reject. I do. And I think a great place to start to dial that back would to be have a conversation with your husband about it. Because Trump, he does have some rhetoric that is not great. He does have some hateful rhetoric. Violent, I mean, against other countries, yes. Because he's talking about taking other countries' possessions, aka as in, I believe it was Greenland. He wanted to take Greenland away from the people over there and make it America. Same thing with God, I believe it was he wanted to take Canada too. And also there was a thing last year where the port of America. So Trump has some violent rhetoric himself. So I think that Kimmel saying that would be a great place to start with you talking to your husband about violent and hateful rhetoric. If we're going to do this whole tit for tat thing, you need to start with him first, because he is the man sitting at the top, the guy who is the figurehead of the U.S. He has more responsibility of controlling hateful and violent rhetoric more than I do. But if we're going to go and do this, speak with him first before you come speak to me about a joke that I may mention. And I have no beef with Jimmy Kimmel saying that, because that's the truth. If you are a comedian and you have a freaking nighttime show, I believe a comedian can say certain things. They're going to make jokes about people at their expenses. Not everyone is going to catch jokes, because again, they have a master to answer to at these networks, and plus they're not going to piss off certain peoples that are behind the scenes, and I mean like the underworld people behind the scenes, because people in Hollywood, they know who to mess with and who not to mess with. But I think right now everyone has a clear entryway to get at Donald Trump, because no one really likes homeboy like that. No one. That's just a simple fact in that. Not a lot of people like Donald Trump, so I mean it's clear game for that. And again, ABC, they already saw what happened when you try to take Kimmel off television or network. You already saw what happened last year, so I don't think they're going to try that again. I do know that the Trumps tried to get at the FCC, to get at ABC and Disney to get Kimmel to be fired. At the time of this recording, it has not been seen that Kimmel is fired, so I don't expect that to go through at all. So if we want to stop hateful and violent rhetoric, I will say we do need to look at the guy who is the figurehead of America, Donald Trump, first, and let that kind of set the bar for all the other citizens in the U.S., but that's not going to happen there. Still sticking in government, though, I do want to talk about this for a minute. James Comey, he was indicted over a 2025 social media post allegedly threatening Trump. For people that don't know, the former FBI director, James Comey, I would say the Department of Justice, they tried to get him last year too, yeah. They tried to get him last year for something, because he's been one of the ops of Donald Trump. And again, if you're in Donald Trump's cabinet, if you're in his, I'm not going to even say round circle, if you're in his eyesight, he wants you to do something for him. And with him, again, being the top guy in the States, he has control of things, and his subordinates want to make him happy. And James Comey has been a guy, I believe, whenever Biden was president and he was, again, the FBI director, he was trying to go after Trump for what Trump and his people did, I want to say towards the end of Trump's reign during the first term as president, leading after, I believe, the whole January 4th insurrection against the government deal there. And if I remember correctly, Comey was, since he's left FBI, again, last year they tried to get him for saying that during Comey's investigation, they were being hostile against Trump and his people, something along those lines. Either way, it didn't work. The grand jury ended up tossing that case, so the Justice Department ate an L on that. This go around, they're going after Comey again. They would file an indictment to the federal grand jury in North Carolina, and they are pursuing a criminal prosecution against Comey, and they're trying to get at him for a Instagram post that I believe he posted last year, and it will be of a photo of seashells on a beach that was arranged to write out 8647. And they're trying to say that that photo, again, was giving people the right of way to try to assassinate Trump, because 86 means to remove someone, and people are saying that it's slang for killing a person, while 46 is the number of president, because Trump is the 47th president. So 8647. Listen, I don't think this one's going to go through again. You're grasping at straws. You're just trying to just grab someone for nothing. I mean, Comey would post that and then he would delete it. It has been reported that he quickly deleted that post after receiving criticism about the terminology of that. So I don't think it's really a big deal, bro. I think, again, this is just Trump's lackeys trying to get themselves a win after they failed miserably of indicting Comey and making him face criminal charges. So you're just fighting an uphill battle. I would say just leave James Comey alone. Try to go after other people that you at least have a shot against. That's all I will say. Because let's put it like this. If you are able to get James Comey, and I'm saying even so, like you're able to get this thing pushed, you don't think James Comey, who was a former FBI director, and I believe in this wholeheartedly, whenever you are at a government agency position, especially when it deals with security and all these other things, like an FBI director would, you don't think he has things that he could pull out of his back pocket? against judges or against the prosecution or against other people in high sitting spots to erase certain things and get this removed. This, again, is a losing battle, a losing thing. I think this is just distract the people. Again, I think that the Justice Department just want to win. I would say leave James Comey alone. Let him go about his business. Go after someone else that you can at least get a win for the Trump administration. Because, again, Trump has a lot of enemies that Trump himself has made enemies of. Go after them. Leave James Comey alone. But we'll see what happens later down the line with this, unfortunately. Moving off of this, I do want to move over into civilian news, though. Over there in New York, there was a man that was beaten up by cops in a viral liquor store. Well, yeah, the video went viral of a man getting beat up by cops in a liquor store. And the man is now going to sue New York City, I believe, for $100 million, according to legal documents. Timothy Brown, a 46-year-old man, told reporters at a press conference with his lawyers Tuesday that he was buying a bottle of wine after work when a pair of narcotic cops informed him he was under arrest. Then they wailed on him in a graphic caught on camera beatdown, which I did see the video for a brief couple seconds. I saw the stills of it. I didn't want to continue to watch the video because it was just not right, especially whenever you're a black dude seeing cops just wail on someone else that is your complexion, especially, again, knowing black people's history in America. It just doesn't look right to see something like that. It sucks. Brown would say, I was brutally beaten for no reason. He would say that when he sees a police car on the streets, he fears for his life. What happened to me should never happen to anyone else. It was wrong. It was disgusting. My life will never be the same. They are saying that the cops got at Mr. Brown because of Mr. Brown wearing green shorts that was matching a drug dealer they were seeking. So they placed Mr. Brown under arrest, and they're saying that this was a mistaken identity. Mr. Brown was not the guy they were looking for, and ultimately they ended up beating him up. Period, point blank. So now Brown is going to sue New York for $100 million. Do I think he's going to get $100 million? I don't think so. There was only 2 police officers that did it. I mean, he's going to walk away with a couple millions. $100 million, I don't think that's going to happen, my guy. Aim for 100, so I understand why they did it, but realistically, you're going to probably get, I'll say 8 figures out of that, if I'm going to be honest with you. They have said that the police officers, or the detectives, that did this violent, heinous act to Mr. Brown, they have their guns taken away from them, and they're working on modified duty. I don't like that. I believe that they should have been fired on the spot, because there's no way you should have. There's no way, if you're looking for a drug dealer, you should know the face of the drug dealer that you're looking for. You should know the name of the drug dealer that you're looking for. Just because you're going off of shorts that the drug dealer had, and this guy, again, if we're going by what they're saying, just so happened to have, that should not make you guys rough up homeboy inside the liquor store. Shouldn't make you rough up anybody, personally, even if they resist arrest like that. Like, come on, dude. But this is where we're at. Again, black person being beat up by the cops. It's disgusting. I hate it. They're doing a investigation of this. I don't know what type of investigation you need. I mean, you see the video. It's heinous. These 2 officers should be fired right now. They should. They should be. No, they got their guns taken away from them. They're working in modified duty. No. They should be fired. Period, point blank. You can investigate all you want, but the end result they should be fired. And New York should pay this man. And if we can get charges on these 2 officers, I mean, if we could charge them with something. It's not that hard to charge them with something. I think the prosecution should charge these officers with something. But again, we'll wait and see with that. And I think all other officers as well should be coming out to say, yo, this was not right. They didn't follow the code of conduct, how we go about our business to actually make sure this is the right person that we're supposed to get. They went rogue. Something like that should be said. I mean, the NYPD commissioner says that the video was deeply disturbing. I mean, so that's something, but I would like to see a cavalcade of other officers come out to say something and denounce this, but it's not going to happen because, again, the Blue Shield. That's all I will say. We all know that. But anyway, that's something else that I did want to make mention of. I'm hoping that Mr. Brown does get his money. Again, he isn't going to get 9 figures. I believe he's going to get 8 figures, but not 9. If he does get 9, congratulations. But we'll wait and see with that. The last thing I do want to talk about is in NFL news is more the Patriots. It has been reported right now that the Patriots are eyeing former Steelers coach Mike Tomlin to replace Mike Vrabel. Do I think it's going to happen? No. Mike Vrabel right now, who's in some type of counseling because of the whole Diana Rossini and him, the photos that came out a couple of weeks ago. He, again, in counseling right now. Rossini, she had to step down, resign from her position at the what's the place called? The Athletic. She had to step down from there. Vrabel, he's going to be fine. Vrabel isn't going nowhere. Patriots isn't going to fire him. I think if they have a piss poor season this way, I think, let's put it like this. If Vrabel isn't in good standing with the team by, I'll say 4 games in, I can see them then yanking Vrabel out and firing him. I think Vrabel will be fired if he doesn't produce a good winning record 4 games in, to be honest with you. But again, for a report to come out to say that the Patriots are looking at Mike Tomlin, who again, he has stopped coaching. He just stepped away from coaching, a couple months ago. He's decided to take up the job at the NBC desk of Football Night in America. I don't think Tomlin is going to be coaching. I mean, if they give him a nice salary, I can see him doing it just for one season to see how he's going to be a coach for the Patriots. I mean, it would be funny. A coach like Tomlin, who's the coach of a franchise like the Steelers, to now leave a franchise that just happened to join the other franchise of the Patriots. If Vrabel doesn't produce, I give it 4 games. I think it'll be funny. Personally, me, but I don't think it's going to happen. I think, again, Tomlin's probably going to be on announcing duty. He'll be cool with that. Vrabel, I think he'll be fine. I think the Patriots are not going to replace him, again, unless he doesn't produce in those 4 games. And then after that, he will be fired. Because, again, he's facing the whole public scrutiny of past photos of him and Diana Rossini coming out. And it's crazy how the photos are starting to come out, or did come out, just last week, of them being together many years ago. And just a couple weeks ago, the photos of him and her at a hotel, and again, they were around a pool, and she was in a bikini, and he was lounging right next to her. Again, those photos are damning, and it makes it look like they're more closer than just friends. But again, it is what it is. They're adults. And whatever happens, trust me, they're going to feel the ramifications, as Diana Rossini is already feeling and Mike Vrabel is already feeling. I'm pretty sure there's going to be more on the way soon. Is there anything else? Because I think I really went over my time now. Oh yes, television. I saw Euphoria, caught up on it. Euphoria episode 3 of this final season of theirs. I liked it. I liked the wedding of Sydney Sweeney's character to Jacob Homeboy. His character on there, Nate and Cass. I did like that episode. It was real chaotic. I find it funny though, because there was a moment in that episode where Nate was with Cass at their wedding table with their brides and groomsmen and bridesmaids, all that crap. And the drug investor, it looks like he's a drug investor that Nate's in business with, comes up to him and just starts giving him a hard time because homeboy owes him a lot of money. And you see Nate shoot a look at his father. And the father would shoot a look back at Nate. And he's got like a smile on his face. And I think that was a way of saying that the father sent the dude to Nate on the wedding day. because Nate is the reason why his father got arrested in, I believe, the end of season 2. If you go back and watch it, Nate's the reason why his father is registered as a sex offender, sexual predator, all that type of stuff. So for just them to shoot that little shot right there as the way of a father getting back at his son for doing that to him, I like that little thing without them really explicitly telling us. So I did like that. Again, I like that episode. I want to see what's going to happen next on episode 4 of Euphoria. Again, this is not an ad. This is just me telling you what I enjoyed. So that's on HBO Max or Hulu if you got HBO with it. You can go and check that out right now. Imperfect Woman, by the time this episode is dropping, Imperfect Woman season finale will be on Apple TV. I'm going to watch that as soon as I get done recording this, hopefully, if it will be on. But by the time this episode drops, it should be there for you. Again, this was not a series I expected to go into, but again, I'm enjoying it. It's a lot of a lot of imperfect women in it. Let's put it like that. The name fits the series. And again, I enjoy it. I would say go and check that out. Again, The Boys. I'm enjoying seeing what The Boys are doing right now as well. That series coming on their last season right here. And Invincible. It just wrapped up. They introduced Thrag at the end of it. Like, legit the last... No, they introduced him by episode 3, but you really start seeing him interact with Mark, Nolan, and all them about the last 2 to 3 episodes. So it just leads you to want more going into the next season, which I believe will be dropping in 2027. So expect that. Again, I enjoyed Invisible. I haven't read the comics, but again, just going off the series, I enjoy it as well. Is there anything else that I want to say before I get out of here? Nope. Again, I'm over my time, but hey, it is what it is. It's my show. I do what I want. Anyway, moving off. Now it's time for me to end today's episode off and get on to your song of the week. Song of the week for this week will be Annie Tracy featuring Leon Thomas. The song's titled Catching Feelings. I'm hoping everyone enjoys the rest of your day. You will hear from me again on Sunday with news on my Sunday episode, so be prepared for that. But if you happen to watch professional wrestling, I do talk about that on my Thursday and Saturday episodes, both episodes different, so go and check those out when they drop tomorrow. So basically, tune in tomorrow for my wrestling episode, Saturday for my Wrestling Highlights of the Week episode. So with that being said, have a great rest of your day, everyone. Don't be a dick, be kind of courteous to everyone you do come across. Bye-bye now.
Sometimes I sit and wonder where your mind's at, 'cause I can't seem to figure out where mine's at. I know this was more than just a quick lay. Feelings escalated quickly. You know I've been going through it. Do you love me or just the music? You always under the influence. Put the blunt down, tell me what we're doing. Reclining my seat back for a minute. Moon review while you hit it all. Luckily these windows tinted. This hits different. We were catching feelings on the way before we even got to the place. Oh, tell the homie sorry that we're late. When I'm with you, the world just fades away. This ain't just no ordinary thing. I fuck with you way harder than it seems.
Trying to keep my eyes on that icy road. Driving through these hills of highs and lows. When I make it home, baby, I don't know. I'm at a crossroads, should I call it a night? Or just spend the night? 'Cause I'm getting bored with living right. I miss my life on the other side. Baby, I don't know, I keep changing my mind. Temptation blowing up my line like a debt collected. Ex-girl dead to me, but I might resurrect it. Blacked all summer, but she popping up on my feet again. Think she finally realized I'm what she need again.
We were catching feelings on the way before we even got to the place. Tell the homie sorry that we're late. When I was you, the world just love in the car. Didn't even make it that far. Pulled over and we made love in the car. The car. Oh, didn't